Hi David, this is Jim Gillis with Win My Vote, and thanks so much for all your time on the phone the other day. So this is my ballot, or sort of my site, my home page, and I'm listed here as a candidate, but I'm in admin mode, so I'm sort of everything right now. But this is where it would say voter and have a picture of you, and then you could check on your voter registration status, or you could apply to vote by mail or vote absentee in those states that allow that to happen online. These are just links that will go directly to like the Secretary of State's site, and then we're making those better and more exact all the time. But you can check on your voting districts, find your polling place. You can check on your trusted sources, and those are groups and organizations and individuals that make endorsements. And this is going to be a little slow because it's on my cell phone hotspot, so bear with that. But you can also add this to any one of your online calendars to get reminders. You can reference important dates leading up to this election, like when and where early voting starts. You can print out your favorites, or just view just your favorites, or print out your entire ballot. You can share any of the candidate profiles on social media. You can create a group and make endorsements and then share those as well. And then you can also reference some of the top trusted sources that are on this Seattle ballot. So all the races are here and all the candidates, so you can scroll down and click on any one of the candidates and see their profile. And you can scroll all the way down through the county races and then into the proposition. And here it'll all start as undecided. And then you'll see the groups and organizations that are supporting this proposition, and then the groups and organizations that are opposing the proposition. You can also click here and read the full language. This is a sort of a nonpartisan kind of overview of the proposition, so you can get to know that. And then here, if there's a video, you can click through and watch that, or if they have a written argument for it or against it, you can see that as well. So we'll click here and you can see the written.
Before I was the science guy, I was just a kid, and it was hands-on learning that got me interested in science. But today, many schools can't afford field trips. King County Proposition 1 will change that, providing...
Yeah, and you may say that's great, and you click on yes, and then when you go back to your ballot, you can see here that it's nice and prominent that it's yes, so that you're done with that, and that that's the way you're going to vote on that. And then you can start going through and looking at the candidate profiles. And here it's sort of like the main message right here. And this main message, let me get to a little edit mode here. This main message can be an image, it can be a text, or it can be a video. So we use the YouTube URL, the share URL from YouTube. So if a candidate has one up there, they just do a quick cut and paste of that. If they want to use an image, they would just click on the image. Let me just save this just in case it goes away. They would, find an image in their on their computer that they wanted to use, or they could just do text, and then they could just write, whatever they wanted in there. They could also add links and images and videos all in there as well, so they kind of create their own little web page there. Or again, they can use this video and then they just hit save, and then it plays right there in real time.
Nobody should be left behind. That's why I led on efforts to bring light rail throughout Seattle, so that we can spend more time with our families.
And here is where the candidate builds, and they build them in the exact same way, right? You just click edit, you put a title there, you can put text, image, video, kind of however you want to do that. And then these are sort of issue statements, and again the voter can just click on that and watch it.
I'm Jessin Farrell. Nobody likes being left behind. That's why I led efforts to bring light rail throughout Seattle.
And then with that, I can go favorite the candidate here, and if I favorite the candidate there and I go back to my ballot, you can see that she'll move into first position, her nameplate will turn green, and then the percentage of favorites on this ballot. And this is kind of a demo ballot, so I don't know if there's any more up there or not, but it will track all the favorites on the ballot. And then so I'll say, okay, great, I'm done with that one. I know who I'm going to vote on there, for that race. And then I can move on, to the next race and kind of go down through here. Click on a candidate and we'll see what she has to say.
I'm running for city council because I want to make sure that everybody in the city can afford to live in the place that they work. I want to see a Seattle that works for everyone.
Teresa is a tireless champion for the rights and opportunity.
And then something I didn't mention on the last one is that you can see here they have the endorsement. So this is a written endorsement here from this person. I can see who this person is, and click on there, and I think he's a politician, or something. I didn't finish out his profile there. But I can go back to the ballot. Now if I wanted to favorite her, I could favorite her here as well. I could click there, and then that would move to that first position. It would turn green, and then I would say, okay, I'm great, I'm done with that one, and I could move on to the next one. So I put Casey back on the ballot. This is the only video that I could find of his.
I'd like to share with you something that affects all of us. I call it the Seattle Politician's Playbook.
And I'm sure he has a good message. I just think sitting at a table or a desk with a cell phone video camera, with a small ring light so that his face is lit up and the background's not, is perfect. I've seen a whole bunch of those that work really well and that look really good. Also here, as far as the information on some of the issues here, this is where he could put one of the Nicholas Vieser videos of just what it means to be a libertarian. And I'll give you an example of that. Okay, so here's Nicholas Vieser's YouTube channel, which is called Liberty Link Media. So he has all these videos here, and he has a ton of them here. And I'm sure if I go through here, I could find something that was sort of general, or you could, I'm sure with the right request we can get him to do something that's the top, the top 10 things about being libertarian or something like that. But I'll give you an example of the production value.
I'm Nicholas Vieser with Being Libertarian, and this is your daily headline. 2 studies were published this week analyzing the effect of Seattle's minimum wage laws. In April 2015, minimum wage jumped from $9.45 to $11. Then in January 2016, jumped from $11 to $13. The University of Washington study found what libertarians have been saying since the beginning. Wages rose by 3%, but hours worked dropped by 9%, resulting in a huge financial loss. University of California, Berkeley showed that there was only a tiny drop in employment. Why the difference? We used data from the restaurant industry to come up with our numbers. We measured the effects of workers in all industries, with detailed data for those affected by the new laws. So our study was clearly better. Well, it's not that. It was just a booming labor market until recently. Yeah, until the government forced companies to increase minimum wage. You have to control for that by comparing Seattle to cities that didn't increase minimum wage. We did that. Seattle was the only area affected. Yeah, but you just can't compare Seattle to the rest of Washington. Why not? Because it destroys the narrative we're trying to build. The University of Washington also found that the largest drop in employment happened exactly when the wage increased from $11 to $13. The Washington study is objectively better than Berkeley's, but neither one has been peer reviewed.
So, you get the idea here. And with that, I mean, you could even, Casey, you could say this and just do copy that, and we'll go back to Casey's profile. And then I can just do something like this. I won't bother you with titling it, but I could just do this, put it there, and voila. You have that now, and it just plays there on his profile.
I'm Nicholas Vieser with Being Libertarian, and this is your daily headline.
And then this could be something, and again, we're sort of redoing this page a little bit, so it'll actually look a little bit nicer. The title will be up on the top, and then they'll drop down and expand and that type of stuff. But here it can be the effects of minimum wage on Seattle, right? I mean, that could be the title, and I'll put that in a second. But this is where you know, he can use some videos, and I'm sure Nicholas will be fine with this because it's YouTube, so it's free share. And then, you know, there could be another one that's sort of a general what it means to be a libertarian, where I can put this on every libertarian candidate profile in the, you know, entire country. It can also be used as a massive database for the Libertarian Party, where you want to find out who the Libertarian is running in Cincinnati, Ohio. Just put the Cincinnati, Ohio zip code in here, which, yeah, I have no idea what that is right now, but hold on, I'll find out. Okay, it turns out it's 45203, so here's the Cincinnati ballots, and it looks like there's one coming up on November 7th. You know, so here are the cities for city council, and I guess you vote for 9. So this would, you know, this would be a perfect example of if there's a libertarian candidate in here. I'm not sure, but, you know, would love to see one here. And then, you know, click on that libertarian candidate and see what they have to say.
I'm Derek Bauman, and Cincinnati is my home. Good morning, Carmen. How are you? I have dedicated my life to public service. I have been a tireless community volunteer and an advocate for Cincinnati, its neighborhoods, and all of its people. Having spent 25 years protecting and serving as a police officer, public safety will always be a priority. And now...
Okay, so the only reason I let that run is because it was so good, and, you know, I would definitely vote for that guy. And this is just saying, hey, you have to be logged in as your zip code, and, you know, you can't vote in Cincinnati if you're in Seattle, that type of thing. Anyway, hope that helps, and you know, anytime you can reach out to the Libertarians, any person that you know there, I'd love to talk with more people. Would love to have someone, you know, talk with someone who has a database of all the Libertarian emails and can promote Win My Vote and send it out to all the candidates and start, you know, if nothing else, using Win My Vote as sort of a database of candidates where the Libertarian Party can share content, they can share endorsements, they can, you know, get the word out to as many other libertarians that are in those cities, you know, to sign up and do that type of thing. So anyway, thanks a lot, and sorry about the long video.